Welcome to Aaron Plays. In this episode, I will be doing turn 3 of the 17th scenario from Storming the Gap, called The Deceived. We have a Warsaw Pact force attempting to capture at least 2 of 3 objectives. Objective A, which is this village here. Objective C, which is this bridge. And Objective B, which is this village here. Currently, it is a night turn. This is the last night turn in the scenario. There are 12 turns in the scenario, and we're just about to, as I say, start turn 3. So, with that in mind, the Warsaw Pact are played by the solo assistant. I'm playing the NATO forces. Drawing the next card, draw the first card. It's my infantry command, which is over here. My HQ's here. Everyone's got a command range of 5. Everyone's within command range. Do I wish to bring, if we go through the sequence of play, we have, first of all, refresh Richard turn, command status, they're all in command, missiles reload, they're all loaded up, no disruption removed, off-board artillery. Last time I brought these mines in, I do have some HE available. So yes, let's see if I can bring some off-board artillery in. As it's night, they have to do a task check. It's the HQ that will be spotting. Okay. The morale is 7, so they need a 4 or less to bring the artillery down. It's half their morale rounded up. No, they're not too sure if they can see anything to bring the artillery in. Okay, so over to the action phase for that group. Right, so we have nothing in point blank. So we have an M1 Abrams. Okay, he's going to attempt a shot. On the lead unit there. Range of 5. So again, he's got to perform a morale check. However, his morale is boosted by 2 because the headquarters is with him. So morale 7 becomes 9, half 9, 4.5, which is 5. No, can't make out. And this time they are actually marked ops complete. Okay. The infantry, I think I will actually retain as observers. So that will do for that command. Next card. Events. Okay, rolling 2d6. It's a 4. We have a weather change. Okay, I've got the weather table to hand. What we do, we have a weather change. 6. Okay, level 0. So it stays clear. No, there is no change to the weather then. On a 6, 7, or 8 on a subsequent weather roll, there is no change. Right, so next card. The aircraft from the East Germans. Right. There it is. Now I've been randomly determining where, because I have been randomly determining where this strikes, as there is no real guidance in the solo assistant. So there are 3 NATO forces on the board, formations. I've been randomly determining which is being struck by the aircraft. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they will here then, and then from there, oops, which hex they actually strike. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, focusing on the already disrupted unit. Okay, so they're rolling 3 dice at 4 to hit. 1 hit, and the save from this is 3 dice at 5, boosted by the city, 4 dice at 5. Yeah, no successful strike from the aircraft. Now determine the ammo load. Yeah, they're still fine. I just realised I should have made a check to see if this aircraft actually is intercepted before it arrives. No, it wasn't. So done slightly out of sequence there, but we will return the aircraft to its holding box. And it's available for next turn. Any number higher than 7, and they would have used up all their munitions. Okay, so that is the East German infantry formation. Okay, let's remove all those. Right. So that's these boys here. First off, refresh. There is none. Then we have command status. Now, the command range, as denoted on their card, is 5. Remember, I am boosting their morales to 7 until they take at least 50% losses, or the HQ suffers a step loss. Then they'll revert to what's on the card. That's one of my house rules. Okay, so he's got a command range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like everybody's in command. Anyone need to reload missiles? Doesn't look like it. Disruption removal. Okay. There's a morale check on this unit. It needs a 7 or less. They're recovered. And then the infantry, I believe, follow what happens to the vehicle on top. Right. Off-board artillery strikes. Now, they do have some off-board artillery. Will they use it? Well, let's determine. I'm looking at the card deck. I've just drawn card 20. There is no mention in the priorities there of any off-board artillery being brought in. So the answer is no. Okay, then on to their actual commands. Now, the way I do commands for this is 1 card per formation, and I start with units that are closest to enemy. See what they perform. Okay, remember line of sight is 7 hexes due to the night. And there's no modifiers for point blank. Okay, so these front row, I've just drawn card 45. It says under the other option, fire closest vehicle or LS. Not sure what LS is, so I'm going to pause to check that up. LS stands for lay smoke. So if this card had been drawn on when I was determining off-board artillery, they would have actually laid smoke. Now it's drawn at this point, it has no effect. So moving down the options, AEO closest to the lowest firepower unit, fire. Okay, so it's telling these guys that they're going to fire. First off, then, they have to take a morale check to see if they will fire. And morale being 7, half to 4. They do fire. Okay, so that range, they are 2 dice at 5. 2x range, 2 dice at 5. That is 1 hit. Okay, the response back, they are in wood cover, so 1 dice at 5 or 6. Well, 1 dice at 5. No. Disrupted. And he's now marked as ops completed. Okay. This guy has got one of my units in line of sight within 4. So that is, again, AEO. So there's still using the same priority card. Can't use any of the top priorities because it's at long range. But it does say now, going under the secondary, AEO closest to the lowest firepower unit, fire. Okay. So I'm checking for this unit, but this guy is allowed to fire under that. So he will check to fire. He's got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to there. Target rich environment. Okay. So the most threat is Abrams, without doubt. So he will fire his BMP. BMP will fire his anti-tank guided weapon, or attempt to. He needs 4 or less to fire because the dark. He does fire. Okay. Normal range, 3 dice at 4. Now, I want to check. Let me just check if night modifies it to hit numbers. Okay. When you're firing at night, you always receive the penalty as if you're firing at long range. So I can't remember the results here. I think he got a 6, so that would have been a hit because it would have been rolling at 2 dice at 6. He failed his roll, so we'll carry on that one. This one then is classed as long range fire, so he'll be requiring 3 dice at 4, becomes 3 dice at 5 to hit. 1 hit. He'll have 4 dice at 5, 4 dice at 4 because it's reactive armor, and he gets the bonus to the wood. 5 dice at 4. Yeah, block that strike. Okay, and he's marked as ops complete. Okay, and that was checking for that unit. So it looks like that unit is not doing anything. So moving on to this row. This card, same with the same formation, card 45, is not really helping at night. Why would they fire at night when they've got so many disadvantages? So I'm going to draw a separate card now for this row. Card 15. Okay. So nothing's in point blank. Move and fire. Okay. Move and fire. Right. So what is their overall objective here? It is to take this bridge. Would they be inclined to go through the mines or through the woods? Look at this card 15. Priority says assault. If firepower greater than target. Well, there's nothing's been point blank. Otherwise it says fire or offboard or onboard indirect fire and move and fire are under the normal priorities if they've got units in line of sight. So yeah, line of sight is 7. Okay. They've also got this long-range artillery. So looking at the HQ, let's try and soften up a bit here. All right, he's got a line of sight direct to the Abrams. So he's going to spot for this offboard artillery unit. Okay, it's within 7. 4 or less to see if he'll actually do that. No. Okay. So the artillery does nothing. I'm going to mark it ops complete. Right. Okay. Looking at this, moving fire. Already disrupted. 1. 2. So you can do half his movement. Comes up now, he's at short range. Okay. Does he still have to do a morale check? Can't remember. We'll check. Yes, but it's at the normal. Now that they're adjacent, it's a normal task check. So it's 7 or below. No. So that's where they end their turn. Not quite sure where my guys are. Okay. So the unit BMP with the HQ. We'll do the same maneuver. See if you can fire. He can. Right. I can't react here because I'm disrupted. No one else with line of sight. So he'll be rolling 2 dice at 5. He moved, so it's 2 dice at 6, but he's got the HQ, it's 4 dice at 6. 1 hit. I've got 1 at 5 to save. No, I am actually reduced there. Okay. And they are now marked ops complete. Right. Okay. This infantry unit will move into here and shoot. So he'll be rolling, so he's got to roll again. 7. No. So find the target. Okay. This BMP here with infantry. Can't assault, but he can get across the bridge. 1. The arm-ops complete here. Disrupted here, so I've got nothing. I could fire down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I won't yet. 2. I'll try now. So he's got to pass a normal task check. He needs a 7, which becomes a 4. No, he's now marked ops complete. He's so far gone 2. 3. Okay. I've got nothing that can actually stop this. This Abrams, is he in range? He's bang on 7. Okay, see if he can spot. Again, 4. Ooh, close, but no cigar. So he's gone 3 so far. Right. He could dismount his infantry, or he could actually come in as an assault force here. 4, 5, 6. Well, there was no assault here. It was move and fire, which I've also given as the option as move and dismount. So I'm mumbling move and dismount in my mind. Okay. Let's see if he reaction shoots. Morale check. Yes. 1 at 5. Point blank has no effect. 1 at 5. No. Ops completed. Ops completed. I really wish if they've done this, or when they do the next module, that they do different coloured ops complete markers. Green for NATO, red for Warsaw Pact. Because now, as you can see, tiny at the edge of the counters you can make out, but you really got to zoom in. It can get very confusing. I have to mark them because, again, there's a lot going on. So this unit here, there's only one less, that's not overstacking. So 1, 2, I'm running out of fire options here. 3. And they go for the dismounted infantry as well. Boom. So there are now ops completed. Okay. And with those now dismounted, he could reaction fire 1 at 5. First of all, morale check. Morale check is 7. He does see them. 1 at 5. No saving throw in open ground. So he is disrupted from that. And he's ops complete. Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3. So it's move and shoot order. I said I'm counting the infantry dismounting as part of a shoot because they're uploaded. This guy, there's possibly enough infantry here, will fire into this wood hex with his BMP2, 3 at 5. First of all, morale check. It's not adjacent, so it's 4 or below. No, you couldn't quite find a target. Ops completed. Okay. The other option is around here. Congestion here, which is already determined they're not going to go hit this through the minefield. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This vehicle here actually has, let's see that triangle, a minimum range of 7, so you can't use his mortar at that range. So they have now crossed over there. Okay. Well, I think the rest were just using that. Okay, move fire. 1, 2, 3. Trying to fire into me there. Need a 4. That's the top unit. The bottom unit, no, neither of them fire. Okay. What have we got in here? That's a mortar. Minimum range on there. Now that's triangle. Now mortar's got less minimum range. I think it's 3 off my head. Memory. Now where would you put a mortar? It's got a maximum range of 9. Wouldn't set up in the open, probably behind some cover. To give fire support into this wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could give fire support all the way up to there. I'm going to move them to actually get ready to dismount into that terrain. 1, 2, and they can dismount into there. Okay. Okay. This here is a recon unit. 1, 2, 3. Hard stacking, so you have to drive around that. 4, 5, 6. So anything within 5 of that can't conceal. We've got 2 of these recon units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I'm doing a lot of, until daylight, I think, I'm pretty much doing as best I can for these East Germans. I've spread the recon around. Much of these cars are not really helping as it's night. Maybe there should be a night option on them. I don't know. Or make it even a separate night deck, but obviously there's more cost involved. We got a general parameter is that they're going to assault this woods. I'm assaulting it as effectively as I can with them. As you can see, I'm feeling pretty overrun. T55 armor support. Now, daylight is the next turn. These Abrams are vastly superior to these T55s. So I'm going to assume that they're going to try and assault through this wood and around and get some cover from there rather than stand toe-to-toe with these guys. Okay, so giving the armor support over here, getting cover from the woods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three. We're in stacking. Okay. This unit here. Once I get air support, that will be vitally important for their protection. And the last T55. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As I say, was that probably an ideal attack strategy for them? That's probably how I would have come in against that woods. Take out this force in the woods, then move through this woods and across that bridge, and then into here to take that objective, using as much force as possible. Next card. First end of operations. Next card. Okay. my infantry formation response. Okay, so first off, we have to remove complete markers. Yeah, that's it. Oh, oh. Okay. So that's the refresh command status. Everyone's in command. No missile reload, disruption removal. Okay, so this guy morale is 7. He does get to remove the disruption. Yep. Off-board artillery strikes. All right, I've got 3 bouts of HE. Well, I think I'm going to try and bring it down. So first of all, I've got to see if I've got line of sight. Morale of 7. Okay. Should have clarified that. Modified to half because it's night time. So no, can't bring any off-board artillery down from the HQ. All right, so now into actions. Let me pause. I've got to have a think here. Okay, I think I'm going to have to pull back here. They're all over me like a cheap suit. Fortunately, most of their units have, well, in fact, all their units are ops completed, so they can't really react to me moving away. So this infantry's mounted up already, and he will go 1. Now this bridge is destroyed here. Yeah, the bridge is destroyed there, isn't it? Oh, that's not a clever. Oh dear. And this bridge is destroyed. In fact, I've got no bay. Oh. Well, that wasn't very clever defensive thinking, was it? Ah. Okay. So for them to take that, they're going to have to, remembering that they've got BMPs, which can cross rivers. I, unfortunately, have nothing that can cross a river. Well, that wasn't definitely not my greatest moment in setting up defense. Yeah, I've got no method of retreating. Oh dear. Okay, well, 2, 3, and then dismount. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not going to get far enough away. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, sorry, 1, 2, Well, I've started the scenario that way. That again, yes, they could still push the assault this way with their BMPs and still cross, whereas my guys, well, we're obviously defending that possibility from the BMPs. That's me trying to do a thumbs up, which you can't see. There you go. That was my defense policy. Okay, what's the Abrams doing? I think I'm going to keep him ready to fire, just in case they get the extra card activation. Ooh, but end of the turn. Okay. Quite a few formations didn't activate in that turn, so we're going to have to take their HQs and put them next to these end of operations cards. Okay. So my yellow formation didn't activate. Neither did my blue. Neither did the East Germans. And neither did my reinforcement formation. So we're sitting with 4 formations that didn't activate. These cards now go back to the formation deck, keeping those cards out. Delete all the admin counters. Okay. Moving, it will be turn 4. There is some new forces are joining the situation. So I might as well do that now. So we have coming in on turn 4, we have helicopter formation. My airplanes arrive on turn 5. And we have some Soviet forces. Designated formation, tank unit, and some helicopters, which has 2 cards as well. So we will add those to the formation deck. Close it down, that one. So the formation deck is now quite large. That marker was just placed to remind me it's daytime. All these will now enter the off-box display. So I've got 2 helicopters. Now the American helicopters are fatigued. That's one of the special rules, in that they only have 1 formation card in the deck. The Russians have 2. Moving on to turn 4 then. Delete that. Okay, well, cock up on the defense. So it's actually a good job that I am playing the NATO forces, because I'd have hated to have played the AI and as the Warsaw Pact and then come across that flaw in the defense. In that I suppose the Americans would be able to fall back off map here and such forth. But in this situation, falling back off map would remove them from the scenario. So obviously in reality, there's terrain over here, but in this situation, I've really put them in a bad position. Now, from the Warsaw Pact, the East Germans here, I determined that the assault would go through this woods. Again, didn't think about the bridges, but they're not so hindered, because the BMPs, if you look at their counter there on their movement value, it's blue and green. They are amphibious. It takes them a activation. They've got to be adjacent to the river, and then they cross. So they've got to start adjacent, and then they cross, and that's their movement. But that's the key word: they cross. So this is a big threat for me now, as I've got forces that can't get back across to defend. They can be overrun and not supported. Would all of their force go that way? We'll have to determine by a card. So the mines here are restricting their movement. I mean, they could move through this. That, again, will have to be determined by a card, but that's the most likely approach. The armor here, we're still not sure which way they're going, because that's still their closest, but they could go towards that picture location. And we do now know the Soviets are arriving, and they're arriving somewhere between here and this board edge. Okay, the helicopters, from memory, I'll obviously check it before we start, but I believe they can only arrive anywhere from here down to here. So yes, this will be a helicopter-assisted assault. My guys do have air assets. I have one, whatever they call it, is it Stinger? Yeah, Stinger. So that could be attached to this infantry unit here. So if and when I see a helicopter or that pesky East German aircraft hasn't really caused any damage, it disrupted this unit, but yeah, it's been a nuisance. So that's the end of turn 3. Turn 4 will be in the next video. Thank you for watching. Press the like and subscribe if you enjoyed and you haven't subscribed already. And any comments would be appreciated. But do remember, if you do mention about this defense, I've already thought about it. It isn't brilliant. Yeah, I'll remember that when I'm playing this live again against an opponent and I'm playing the NATO. I'm going to definitely think about that. So yeah, thank you again for watching. All the best.